people of Earth. How are you? I'm Thingamajig, and this is Thingamajig's racing channel. And we are getting down and dirty with the world racing community this evening. It's Friday night. It's our live stream. It's round 3 of the Sports Car Cup. And it's at Interlagos, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be a banger. That's what I say. Right, let's get you. Well, we've got a good 4 minutes before qualifying and then a 90-minute race, so I can catch you up on 1 or 2 things. Like, shall we look at the regulations? Why not? Get you up to date if this is your first time visiting the World Racing Community Friday Night Live Racing. So, World Racing Community Season 6, the WRC Sports Car Cup. Balanced performance will be on. Tyres are at ×3. Softs and medium tyres have to be used during the race. The fuel is at ×3. And the refuel rate will be at ×7. The car class is a Group 4's unrestricted pick. And its grid starts. It's a 90-minute race, but some will be 2 hours. Just after a 10-minute qualifying. And there's 2 classes going on. There's the GT1, GT2. They're all in Group 4 cars, but they've split the classes just to give a bit more excitement out there and more chances of some wins. So we are heads up at round 3, Petronas 1.5 hour de Sao Paulo. Welcome, the sunrise over Sao Paulo as you tackle a 90-minute race at Interlagos. This undulating technical circuit rewards drivers who master its unique rhythm. From the Seneses to the tricky, don't do that to me, MJ, Juncua corner. Start your day off right with high-octane action when the lights go green. It had a lot of dashes above some of the letters that I couldn't say it properly. Right then, last thing, the table. But I'm going to get to the track so you can see what the schnizzle is on my nizzle. Let's get that up. Let's get that. So Garuda out there in the Honda, giving it a little warm up. Giving a little run through. They'll be doing their debrief now. They're in a group chat together. And they'll be saying things like, don't hit each other, give plenty of space, don't be a dick, you know, those sort of things. And I am forever standings. So I'll tell you what positions they're in, because we've had 2 wins each, if you remember. The Boosted and Incognito, hard at it in this championship. At the top of the table then, we have a Boosted on 40 points. Incognito is second in the McLaren on 38 points. Then we have Chunky in the Genesis on 30 points. Then we have Garuda in the Honda NSX on 25 points. We have Adnap in the Nissan Silvia in 5th on 23 points. Bob in 6th in the Lamborghini on 80 points. And Sinister in the Mercedes on 73, but I think he pulled out of the championship if I'm not incorrect. Then we have the GT2 Cup drivers. OSX Thunder at the top of that in his Lamborghini on 44 points. Then we have Autosport in second on 32 points. Fusion, which I think is Oliver, in the Porsche on 30 points. Then we have Vin Blue in the Jaguar on 13 points. 5th place we have MJ in the Bugatti Veyron on 12 points. And then we have 6th Hoods Audi TT on 10 points. And Reckless in 7th in the Genesis, yet to score. Now I spied with my little eye MJ earlier trotting around. Looked like he was doing some testing for another car company. So let me see. MJ, why am I using that? So his Bugatti doesn't very much look like a Bugatti anymore. His Bugatti's changed shape to look like a Genesis. So I don't know if that means that he has decided to flip off what points he scored this season do away with the boat, jump ship, you may say, to the Genesis. So, yeah, interesting. JTR is in the pits. Chunky, he was strong last week. He could be in with a shout this one. We might see Chunky. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a YouTube channel. He's quite a big deal, you know. He's streaming from his point of view right now. He does the whole work. You get to see his face, you know, the whole thing. It's beautiful. So yeah, you should look for Chunky Ribena on YouTube. You'll see the race from his point of view as he heads out. He did say he's got this fancy thing that if I chat into his chat, he'll put a link there. But you know, he's busy. I'm leaving him to it. I'm busy. Oh, Booster's not qualifying, it seems. Interesting. So Boosted is also streaming. If you look for Get Boosted, everyone's streaming these days. Why not? So Get Boosted, he's going to point. He's streaming from his point of view. I don't know if he's chatting or not. I haven't seen it. I'll watch it after this and tell you next time if it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch because you'll see the lines he takes in his braking. So he definitely gets some oomph, some speed out of these cars. So he's definitely worth a watch. Alien Recordings, we'll call it. Area 51, call it Boosted. Call your channel Area 51. I dare you. I like it. So Duffman in the Nissan. Hey, that nearly rhymes. I like it. Reckless is in the Genesis. Is it? I don't know. Then JTR, he's in the Lexus, I believe. Good on fuel consumption. Yeah, great comeback story last week. If you check it out, Bob is out in the Lambo. And I think we see the return of Salty. When I first streamed with the WRC crowd, the crazy kooks, I think Salty was taking part in a Ferrari, but he only sort of did a couple of rounds. And then he just poofed. And he's in one of my favourite cars, the Lancer. He's taking the Mitzi out, bit of 7-Up. So it's great to see the return of Salty. MJ is definitely not in a Bugatti. So, yeah, MJ trying out a new set of wheels. And there we have Adnap in a lovely, lovely Nissan Silvia. It's beautiful, isn't it? Might not have the pace of the newer vehicles, but it is a cracking thing to look at. Thunder in the Lambo. So have they even got... Oh, they're doing their fast laps now. I'm just going through the crowd, really. We've seen and Ollie in the Porsche. I don't think we saw him yet. Chunky. And now they're setting their time. So Garuda sets the benchmark at 38.6, ladies and gentlemen. Duffman next to cut the line. And his is going to be not quite there. Not quite there yet. He must have made a mistake. So JTR, next competitive lap, still 1.7 off. What's Bob going to do? Bob's going to... I'm going to miss it, and he's going to pole it. 38.1. 38.1 from the Bob then. MJ slipped it in fourth. Just behind Salty, who slips it in third. Nicely done. Adnap setting a time, but Thunder... Hear the thunder. Hear me roar. Has come in third spot so far. And Autosport as well, setting a time. Good enough for fifth. MJ picking up a penalty. It's not what he'll be wanting this lap. So we're going to get on board with someone, I think. Adnap, shall we get on board with Adnap? 9th at the moment. He's a 10th down on his own time, just to get a feel of the track. is what I'm thinking. So coming up the hill, just a little lift, I think maybe is a dab on the brakes around there. We're not in Group 3 cars now, we don't have that. Chunky, only 9th. Struggling. I think I saw in Discord that he said not managed to get so much practice in, if any. So he's coming in cold. So into the hairpins we go with Adnap in his Nissan. And, oh, we've already done them. I'm not really paying attention, sorry. This is the corner I don't like. You've got to take balls to carry speed through here. There is a safe way through, but you lose all of your pace up this hill. And if you go through there the brave way, then I think Adnap might come in, actually. It looks like they're going to be pitting. The tyres are wearing. Oh, these soft tyres aren't going to be worth a monkey, are they? In the race, what are they going to do? 3 laps. So, oh, Adnap does go faster. 9th, jumps ahead of JTR. We'll stay on board because we missed this first section. Beautiful. I think they call them center S's, I don't know, but they're a cracking section of corners. Onto a lovely straight, down to an absolute nightmare of a corner. If you go a little wide, you're going to get a penalty, and the green stuff slows you right down. So you've got to get it right, get that curb, and try and stay within. But the car just wants to travel out there, and Adnap there executing it absolutely beautifully, as we see as he heads up the hill again. And that's where we picked him up. Chunky starting to get some times in then. And that's put him where? 5th. 5th for Chunky then. After that last run. 1,000th off of Salty's time. So in the Mitzi having a good run of things. Thunder absolutely clapping. Garuda then. This is a good one for Garuda. So, oh, Incognito was in the McLaren. I was suddenly thinking, was Bob in them? But he's not. So Bob into the pits, feeling the tyre wear. And Garuda then, meanwhile, trying to find half a second. Can he do it? We'll watch this lap. Adnap going faster again, up to 7th now for Adnap. Beautiful stuff. That Nissan is, it does seem not to be on pace with the newer vehicles. I know they have balance of power, but in the Gran Turismo world, balance of power has always been a little bit of a laughing matter. But in the chat, we have, oh, Deacon Do in the chat. Hey, bud. Hope you are well. Lurking while I keep an eye on these knuckleheads. Yeah, good on you. They need an eye on them. They need an eye keeping on them, I tell thee. So Garuda then, spanking one round. Is it faster? You'll know because you've probably seen sectors. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy concentrating on my hot brew. He comes up towards the line. It's not much faster, but very close for Garuda there. Pick up Thunder. Thunder is within a second of pole position here. JTR goes faster, and Thunder leading the GT2 Group Championship. He's going to be finding promotion into those GT1 boys soon if he's not careful. Expanding his horizons, ladies and gentlemen. Duffman sitting 4th in the Nissan so far. Solid movements from the Duffman there. The GT2 guys coming back with a vengeance here at Interlagos. And Salty, I imagine, is in with the GT2 category. He has a green banner, so yeah. And Chunky, 6th. The Genesis not behaving as he wishes it. Not getting the full business out of his Genesis at the moment. Trying to find some pace. Duffman goes into the pits, change those tyres. Well, he's not going to have time. Oh, it looks like these guys are all going in the pits. They don't feel they're going to get any better. Chunky, this could be his last run. A little slide there. He's got MJ behind him. MJ looking for a tow. Where's MJ on the grid? Oh, he's 9th. So a tow here, but he's a 10th down on his own time. I miss Chunky's. Chunky will be wanting to get up the grid here. And MJ closing in. This is not, well, it's not Chunky's issue anyway, if MJ closes in. But it looks like there's still a bit of racing room there to get to the line before holding each other up. Unless Chunky makes a mistake. Chunky will not be wanting to make a mistake there. And, into the hairpins. And at the moment, Chunky. Everything seems okay. He's 3/10 down on his own time. So MJ, could he jump Chunky here? In the final embers, Bob on pole, Garuda 2nd, Thunder 3rd, Duffman 4th, Salty seems to be 5th, Chunky Ribena comes up towards the line. He's not any faster than his time from the last sector. Has he gained? It's very much unlikely. As he crosses the line, he's going to stay 6th, we think. But it's MJ could move. No, MJ doesn't go any faster either. Finishes in 9th, Autosport. He's done in 8th, 9th for MJ. 10th for Oliver, 11th is Reckless, and JTR 12th. And boosted in, starting from the back. So Bob gets the fastest lap in qualifying, which then puts him on pole. What a fantastic delivery of speed and pace from Bob. But Garuda starting very high on the front row in the Honda. And this is going to be a tricky beginning to a race. A standing start, remember, for extra excitement. So here we go. We can have a look. Bob with a 1:37.9. Just pipping out by half a second, really. That's quite a comfortable pole. With Garuda in 2nd. Ahead of Thunder. Thunder will be giddy at the moment here. He'll be looking at, he's getting wins regularly in the GT2 category. It looks like he could be staring at a win of a race here. Duffman in 4th. Salty starting in 5th. Chunky Ribena in 6th. That's not where he'll be wanting to start. Adnap in 7th with Autosport in 8th. I think Adnap's getting accustomed to starting in 7th now with that Nissan. MJ in 9th with Oliver in the Porsche in 10th. Very close between Ollie and MJ there. And Reckless in 11th. And Reckless only a couple of tenths behind Ollie with JTR. He was a little bit off. JTR not quite finding the pace in the RC. And get boosted in the Ferrari. Will be joining when the race begins. Now, they're just having probably a quick debrief or a chat. It says 3 minutes, so they'll be... they're probably just saying, oh, that was cracking. GLHF. I love it when they use initials. Go large, home for. Great legends have 50. Gimp. No. Gluff. Geo, I'm getting stuck with L. I can't think of anything with L. Geo loves Harvey forever. Forever's one word, isn't it? GLHF, go, let's have frolics. Go, let's have frolics, MJ. What are you talking about? What are you asking me? So we're down to 1 minute till this epic starts. Interlagos, what an absolute cracking track. Tyre wear is going to be at an all-time high. I think these guys are going to be balancing all sorts. Oh, yeah, MJ. AH Game is saying, good luck, have fun, it says. Oh, right. Is that what it is? Oh, good luck, have fun. So not Gimp loves Harvey forever. Oh, good luck, have fun. Ah, there you go. I like to guess. Right then. Oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. Because Garuda is going to be pointing that Honda right up the inside of Sir Bob of Bobalot. It's a go. 90 minutes of racing. Oh no, Garuda is not ready. 2 people, oh my God, 3 people have been caught by surprise. They must have been off having a whizzle at Jimmy Whittle. And Bob gets a great start. I don't know if they're going to red flag that or if they're going to just carry on. But that seems like a bit of a weird start. Chunky Ribena is happy, though. What was that, 6th up to 2nd? What an absolute banging start for Chunky Ribena. Jumping Salty. Garuda slipping down into 4th place. No damage on his car. This is the other thing. People driving into people on the grid. Duffman 5th. Autosport is in 6th. Oh, a nudge on Duffman there. Late on the brakes from Autosport. And everyone's getting a bit reckless at the moment. And talking of Reckless, 7th place at the moment for Reckless with Oliver in 8th. Adnap in 9th, boosted up to 10th. And MJ down in 11th. Thunder really, is he the one that thumped the back of Garuda? It possibly. And JTR still sat on the grid, so they better be careful. Or when they're coming around. Bob under immense pressure now. Chunky Ribena is turning up that pressure cooker and he is putting it on hot, ladies and gentlemen. Closing in on Bob on the mediums. It's soft tyres. That will be a big tell of why he is putting the pressure on so bad. And he will not want to be hanging about behind. Watch out, yeah, guys, watch out coming around the corner because there's a JTR sat on the grid. They're getting yellow flags, they should know. Salty then, under pressure from Garuda. Garuda, we've seen it in the pace. What is going on with JTR? Where did he go? Bob then leads the way, but Chunky Ribena, oh, we have skidding. Salty, Garuda, and Duffman. I don't know what the issue was. But something went off then. Oh, and Salty picks up a huge penalty as well. And here we go. Garuda looking to get a move done on Salty. And I think Salty just... Oh, Garuda wants to have a look inside. And there was no inside. There was a collision. And Salty has been penalised unfairly, you got to say, really. He didn't deserve a 1 second penalty, did he? Oh, it's up to 2 seconds. Is he starting to drive into people? Have we missed some shenanigans? But he's got a group of guys behind him now. Duffman up the inside is getting aggressive out there now. Excuse me. They're getting their elbows out, ladies and gentlemen. And Duffman, he makes the move. Rubbing is racing, they say. And these guys are taking that rubbing to a happy ending state of affairs without the happy endings. And Oliver there, he's getting absolutely caned by the penalty. He's just trying to race his race. Boosted in 9th at the moment, and my word, it is frantic out there as Salty has to spend 2 seconds in the sin bin as he watches all the cars pour by, and that is really unfortunate for Sir Salty. Bob, meanwhile, is still got the chunky Ribena issue, as a bit of lag puts Bob in the danger zone, but chunky Ribena seems to have handled it. He's on the soft tyres, remember. Bob is on the mediums. They have to use both sets. Garuda now up into third with some clean air ahead of him, but the two cars he's fighting have bolted. They've dipped, ladies and gentlemen. Duffman in fourth, having an absolute cracking race so far. We saw him with his elbows out with Salty, and it's paid dividends for him because he's up now and into fourth, and he is fighting with the Welsh warrior that is known as Garuda. Reckless has made his way through the pack absolutely fantastically up to fifth, and he is fighting with the Duffman, trying to keep Autosport, the Lexus that barely was moving in qualifying, behind. Get Boosted up to seventh now, slowly picking off the positions. Adnap is in eighth with Thunder in ninth. Thunder has caught the pack back up again, as is MJ. Salty down in 11th with the penalty that he had to take, and Oliver all over and up in his business as JTR finally gets moving. My word, is he a lap down on everyone? Yes. So Bob, he's got some swagger. Or is that lag? And Chunky chasing him down. It's not that bad. It's only when he goes around the corner. Oh, he's swaying a little. And Garuda then under the pressure. Garuda is the man under pressure at the moment. He's got the medium tyres on, but so has Bob. Bob doing some unbelievable times with those medium tyres at the moment, and Chunky Ribena just trying to stay on the rear derriere of Bob at the moment. Looks like some movement, MJ. Oh my word, we have got a dogfight down here, ladies and gentlemen. MJ picking up a penalty as he goes past Adnap. Salty in the midst of it all as well, and Thunder looking ready to make some shuffling. And here we can see there is Adnap just ahead of Salty. We're on board with Thunder in the Lambo, and we have Oliver just behind onto the brakes then, and it's there you can see MJ just ahead as well. Ooh. Thunder using the whole road, trying to get around the outside of Salty. Is there room? Salty says thou shalt not pass, but then Salty's left out wide, and that is executed beautifully by Thunder up and into ninth place. Great stuff on the medium tyres. Salty down. Oh, Salty's softs are absolutely dead and buried, ladies and gentlemen. Oliver will be wanting to make a move, but Oliver just keeps up on picking up the pens, and there we go. Salty losing another position. These soft tyres are not going to be worth much to some of these drivers out there. Chunky Ribena keeping his soft tyres more alive. Don't know what Salty's doing to his tyres, but Chunky's are not bad. And Garuda not too far, but Duffman is closing in. His soft tyres in the optimum area right now. Proper heat. Reckless under pressure from Boosted as Boosted tries to work his way through the pack. And Reckless trying to be as much in his way as he possibly can as Boosted drives beyond the Thunderdome. Is he streaming? I'm not sure. But if he's streaming, that's a good watch, because you're getting loads of overtakes early doors. Absolute cracker-lacquer. Yeah, Boosted is streaming. He's at the top of my stream list. There he goes. I want to say hello to him. Let's go and say hello to Boosted's thingy. Go get Tiger. It didn't put the get. Oh yeah, it did. So yeah, Boosted is streaming, so you can see all the feisty action. And if you want a closer look at the back of Bob's car, then you can go to Chunky Ribena. I might do that as well. Why not, eh? Why not? We're here. We're doing it. And I'm going to say to Chunky, go past him. And he's all concentrating. He's he said he's trying, ladies and gents. He's trying to get past him. So, yeah, that's the other guys. They're all streaming. They're all out there doing their business. And Bob, at the moment, unbelievable pace on those medium tyres as Chunky chases him down. I'm sorry, Chunky, I've not put any more pressure on you. It's just in-house advertising. It's good. Garuda then in third, but he is under pressure from Duffman. Duffman is absolutely on fire in that Nissan. He's on the soft tyres. They're handling it. They are handling it, and so is Duffman, closing in on Garuda. And is Garuda costing Duffman valuable time here? He needs to be getting up the road from these medium runners, because he's going to be on the mediums at some point. And Boosted is closing in. He's got past a Reckless as Adnap closing in. 39.6 from Adnap last time around. He's on them soft tyres as well. Maybe he's, and the mediums are 40.6. So a second faster than Reckless. But I don't know if they're driving a little lighter on the... Oh, a 39.9 there from Thunder. Closing in on Adnap. Going longer. MJ's mediums. They're in as bad a state as some of the softs out there. Autosport coming back into the race. And flying up towards MJ. Oliver in 11th. He's gone into the pits. His tyres absolutely dead. Salty pitted a lap or so earlier and put on the mediums. We saw his tyres were absolutely knocked out as well. And Chunky then, it's got to be about tyres now for Chunky. Lap 7 of this 90-minute race. So we're 11 minutes into this 90-minute race, sorry. And at the moment, Bob, he is in control. Tyres are fine, pace is fine. Chunky's tyres starting to go away from him now. He's going to have to pit, I believe, in the next lap or so. As is Duffman, who's been all up and in Garuda's business. Garuda paying him no heed whatsoever. He's not being fazed by it at all. He is concentrating on his race and on his race only. He doesn't need to be distracted by the luminous green and black coloured Nissan flying around all behind him, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. And at the moment, Boosted closing in on Duffman, but Booster's picked up a small penalty, and he's going to have to pay that as he comes up the hill, and that gives Duffman a little respite from the onslaught that is may and will come from the Boosted. And that Garuda gets another half a lap or so without having to deal with Duffman. Chunky Ribena, I definitely think those tyres are starting to go. It's going to be a wise move to make a pit stop soon. But he's got a gap to Garuda. He's got a healthy gap to Garuda with Duffman, who's also going to have to make a pit stop pretty soon, I'd say. Boosted, he's kept his tyres alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a gentle touch he must have. His wife must enjoy the massages, if you know what I mean. Reckless. He seems to be closing back up here a little bit. Duffman with his tyre woes, falling back into Boosted. And I think that's affecting Boosted. And Boosted did pick up that penalty as well, didn't he? So he's starting to get the heat from Reckless. Adnap, a 39.6 as well. Mr. Consistency, look at that. 3 39.6s in a row. He should win a prize. Shay in the chat saying 1 week later, Bob is still bad. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong already. And you're starting on him. Thunder in 8th. Poor Bob. I feel bad for him. You're causing, with your campaign of hate, you're causing sympathy. You've got to be careful. Got to be careful when you start these campaigns, because then people get sympathetic. to the person you're trying to get everyone to dislike. But Bob, he's done nothing wrong in this race. Give him a break. Chunky into the pits with a penalty. Now, I thought they paid the penalty in the pit. Well, he will do coming into the pits, won't he? Because that's where the line is. But Chunky then into the pits, as is Duffman. And that puts a whole lot of people moving on up. Bob leading, Garuda in second. Get boosted up and into third with Reckless in fourth now. The medium runners coming good at this point in the race. Adnap still on the softs, and they're still alive, and he is still in touching distance of the people ahead of him. So Adnap doing beautifully at the moment with that soft tyre. Thunder on the medium tyres, barely used his tyres. This one's going to be a matter of fuel for him because he's not even bothering using the tyres. It'll be good for him when he comes to the softs if they last that long. Autosport in seventh in the Lexus, keeping MJ at bay. But he is using his mediums up quite healthily, as is MJ. No friend of tyres is MJ. Abusive, some say. And there's a yellow flag up ahead. Who could that be? It's none of these guys. Someone must have just gone wide. It's still a yellow flag. Oh my. Oh, it's Garuda. Garuda has done something. He's still off the track. Oh no, he's going now. I don't think we'll get it. It'll too long. Yeah, he's already off the track. Oh my words. It's in the hairpins. Maybe pushed too hard in the hairpins. He wasn't really racing with anyone because Duffman had pitted. I don't know what he's doing there. Maybe he's got software issues, or he's waiting for the pack to go by. It does look like he's waiting for the pack. Oh, poor Garuda. He was in such a solid position. That has cost him a lot. He's behind Chunky Ribena, who's already pitted. Booster's going into the pits now to get rid of his softs. MJ up to sixth, but his mediums are pretty short. Autosport's now up to fifth. Thunder comfortably fourth. Reckless has picked up a huge penalty, and that is going to give Adnap a huge advantage. But Adnap doesn't need it. He's going to do it before the penalty spot, the penalty area, the penalty zone. So Adnap then up and into second place. Is there a shocker on the cards here? I doubt it. Bob is absolutely flying. Medium tyres doing super jobs, and but Adnap pulling off a lovely move, a lovely racecraft and strategy with the soft tyres, up to second place on 10 laps. There's 16 and a half minutes into the 90-minute race, and Adnap sitting pretty in second at the moment. The tyres are getting old though, and Reckless is getting closer, but Reckless picking up that penalty, as we remember from earlier. He's going to have to pay it here, and Thunder gets ever closer, creeps ever closer, and goes on through. Break on through to the other side. Break on through, Thunder. You go, son. Reckless then. And the tyres are getting old. Genesis, no friend of the tyre, it seems. Autosport in fifth, also wearing the tyre on the Lexus, as MJ with the same woes. Tyre wear for some of these heavier cars further back. Chunky Ribena out on a set of mediums, and it's head down for Chunky now. Head down, smash them laps out, try and keep a good pace, and that is good. 39.7, that's what Bob was pulling, wasn't it? 39.6s or something. So Chunky just wants to keep that sort of good, strong pace up, and hopefully be somewhere around Bob when Bob comes out. But Bob at the moment looks like he's going for the longest of runs in the Lambo. He's got a lonely race. Adnap in second place. The tyres ever decreasing, but now he's got Thunder, and he's doing well with tyres. It must be a Lamborghini thing. That Lamborghini must be really good on its tyres. Reckless, who had to pay that penalty, is putting behind Thunder now. He'll be wanting to reclaim that spot. Thunder doing a 40s, very, very consistent from Thunder in the 40s. Reckless, also a 40s, but has slid back into the 41s. And then the 44 was paying the penalty. That's how much you lose for a 1 second penalty. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So Autosport, the silent killer in this race. He's got the pace. He's kept his head down. He stayed out of trouble. He's up to 5th now. As we're in the phase waiting. Oh, Chunky's picked up a 1 second penalty as he tries to chase down MJ, but that is the signs of pushing. The man is a machine, ladies and gentlemen. He is absolutely got the bit between his teeth. I think he can smell a win. If he knows Bob makes a mistake in any way whatsoever, he is heir to the throne. Second in command. Loves a slide through the center S's, does Chunky. I'm sure his tyres don't, but he does. So at the moment, Chunky's about 8 seconds behind MJ. MJ's tyres, though, in a losing battle with aging. And, yeah. He's wearing them bad boys down to the rim. That's with the mediums. He's got to run the softs yet. Sorry, MJ. I don't mean to laugh at your unfortunateness. There's plenty out there with the same woes, I must say. Autosport as well. That front right tyre is an issue. You should have all chose Lamborghinis, because the Lamborghini, it don't crack. Look, it is absolutely balanced as a pin. Adnap, he's coming in now, ladies and gentlemen. He's done absolutely super with those soft tyres. And apart from those Lambos, I can't see anyone being able to do anything better with the soft tyres than we have just seen presented by Adnap. Well done. And Thunder moves up into 2nd, with Reckless sticking with it in 3rd. Autosport moves ahead, as does MJ, but MJ's tyres screaming for a pit stop of 42.9. He's losing pace. Oh, yeah, he's losing pace, you know. Although not too much, because Chunky, he's only pulled him in by tenths, but he did have that 1 second penalty last lap around. So he probably would have been 2 seconds closer to MJ if that not had happened. Boosted, he's still in this race. He went in, he put mediums on. He's out there, he's smashing them out in the Ferrari. But it's hard work, you know. Interlagos is not for the faint-hearted. He's reeling off a couple of purples as he tries to close in. Chunky Ribena next in his sights. And don't forget Chunky. Oh no, Chunky. Chunky is pushing like a mofo. Chunky, calm down. Calm down, Chunky. But yeah, Chunky was in 2nd, so he could still be in a net 2nd here. So Boosted, he's pitted as well, used the soft, so he's used both compounds, as has Chunky Ribena. So this is a proper race for position. This could be the race for 2nd place. But Chunky keeps picking up those penalties. He's not even going to catch up MJ at this rate. MJ, your pit crew's called you. Who do you think you are? Lightning McQueen? Hey, you doing it without a pit stop? You need your team, MJ. There you go. MJ in, so is Autosport. Reckless then. Still oofing it around with a dead tyre. And Thunder, the Lambos really are presenting a beautiful front here. They are not using their tyres half as badly as some of these other guys. Chunky under pressure. Freddie wrote a whole song about it. Now Chunky is living it. And Boosted is closing in. And they said never cross the streams, did they not? But ladies and gentlemen, before your very eyes, the world racing community are going to cross the streams. Watch here as Chunky is under the pressure, under the cosh, you may say, from the Boosted. Get Boosted absolutely riding it on rails. Still not managing the fastest lap, which is Garuda. We saw him 2nd on the grid. The boy has pace, but he had an issue in one of the hairpins. We didn't see what caused it. We just saw the outcome. And we got none of the income. Boosted though, not an easy job. Reckless does go in. He gives up with that tyre, and that's pretty much most of the... Oh no, the Lambos haven't pitted, have they? Because they're riding on a glitch where their cars aren't touching the road. So Chunky then moves up into third. Boosted trying to close in, but Chunky just has an edge on pace here at the moment, and Boosted unable to rock right up to the back of him, and the Ferrari wriggling around into the entry of the NRS as Chunky stays firmly seated. Duffman moving up and into fifth place as Reckless coming out of the pits. Is it ahead of Adnap? Surely not. Salty with another penalty, and he's used his medium tyres up. He's having a nightmare with those tyres, sir. And yeah, Adnap just ahead. Oh, yeah, he is way ahead of Reckless. It's fine. No panic, but look at that. Adnap, when all the pit stops are said and done, he's moved himself up like 3 positions ahead of Reckless. Salty with mares, with tyres, penalties. He's having everything. He's being tested. If it wasn't goddamn hard enough with the working week, you just want to release on Friday evening and have a bit of fun, and then Kaz and his sadistic coders have decided to make Salty's life a misery. Why, Kaz? Why? What is wrong with you? Garuda, though, he's climbing up the hill. He's going up that ladder lickety-split. He is not missing, ladies and gentlemen. And he's catching up and ailing Salty rather swiftly. 25 minutes into this absolutely fantastic race, it has to be said. Fascinating race. And Garuda trying to find a way through past the green Mitzi, and he gets through. Garuda up and into 8th place. Not quite the 3rd place or 4th place he was in earlier, but it will do as Salty brings it into the pits and curses Kaz one more time. Autosport and Ollie, absolutely menacing fight here. Ollie might not have pitted, you know, or he might have pitted really early. He did pit very early, didn't he? He did. He was on those softs. He was having a right mare. So he's been out there on those mediums for a while now as Oliver, and Autosport, after his pit stop, has caught him up and has got past. But Oliver, not one to hang around, not one to mess. He's looking for a way past right now, but nothing gives. Nothing gives against the Autosport. And Autosport, he's got a taste for those podiums of late. He doesn't like to linger around further back. He likes to be in the top 3. And by my math, I haven't really paid attention to the GT. I mean, Thunder is in 2nd place.
Good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Victory hand, smiling face with sunglasses.
Hey, Vodka Rob's in the chat. Good evening, sir. Hang on, I've got to put my glasses on, Vodka. Sir, how the devil are you? I'm good, man. I'm good. I am tickety-boo, thank you very much. Top form. We're having a cracking race here at Interlagos. I've got an Interlagos double feature because the URL are racing at Interlagos as well this week. So it's Interlagos week. Get your hahunas out, shake your booty. It's the Samba. La, 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 la. It's Samba week here on Thingamajig's Racing Channel. Bob, he's absolutely flying with Thunder. Chunky is there under the cost with Boosted. Boosted look to make a move, and Chunky giving no quarter, no inch, nothing. He's giving Boosted a knout to work with here. And Boosted says, you've got to work with me, Anne. You've got to give me the room. You've got to give me a nice open door. If you drive defensive like this, I won't be able to get past. That's not the rules. And Chunky then He's doing some absolute banging defensive driving, and Boosted, no answers for it. So Chunky making a solid wall between himself and Boosted. Vodka Rob in chat, I'm hoping to be able to race this week. My foot still isn't great, but I'll just put up with the pain. Yeah, I don't know. I've got no... you can just race with one foot. Just brake and accelerate with one foot. Or just don't use your brake. So Bob then leads with Thunder in second. Thunder playing the risk game with the penalty system. And Chunky still puts up that defence against a Boosted. And Vodka Rob saying I missed the first 2 weeks. I missed the first week, and I partook in the second week, but it wasn't like partaking really. So I'm not doing it. I'm not off to a great start. League 4 beckons for me this season, I'm afraid. Vodka Rob. So Duffman, absolutely banging race. It hasn't been mentioned enough. Duffman's second, so Autosport is only holding on. No, Reckless is in third. Autosport not on the podium. This is why we're seeing him driving like an absolute legend, because he's not on the podium and he wants some podium action, and he's got MJ just behind him to remind him where the podium is. Ollie as well, giving MJ something to think about. Ollie having a look up the inside. Chunky is still in that third. I know it was sacrilegious to pull away through such a fight, but there is fighting here, there and everywhere. Now Thunder's gone in. Yeah, his tyres are being pretty brutalised now, as are Bob's. Chunky still holding off the Boosted, but the Boosted now's got to run on the Chunky. It's side by side coming along the start straight, and oh, do you see the switcheroo from Boosted as he tries to slip it up the inside, and that, unfortunately, Chunky, has to be said, was an absolute banger of a move. And Chunky trying to repay that debt to Boosted. Coming up, he's going for a wide entry into the corner. Boosted on the brakes, and Boosted saves it off, but Chunky getting a better run for the corner, and he's going up the hill side by side, and Boosted, he's on the inside. He's got the defensive line. Can Chunky ride in and get a good drive and an under brake? Oh, and I think Chunky lifted a little there, but he's still on the Maniac. Both of them under, up and inside on the hairpin, and my word, they are earning their money today, as Boosted started this whole shenanigans off with an absolute cracking move, and Chunky there is all over the back of Boosted. He does not want to give up that position that easily. Thank you, sir. Thunder come out of the pits in 7th, just ahead of Garuda, behind Reckless. And I think that puts Duffman as leading the GT2 category. And Boosted now trying to get away from Chunky Ribena. My good golly gosh, that was something to behold, ladies and gentlemen. Boosted really is showing why we call him the alien, because that original move was unbelievable, risky and unbelievable. Now I'm going to try and make you all throw up now by choosing a really horrible that. We're going to sit there, which is not very nice, I know, but we want a very good demonstration of what just happened. Here we go. So we're coming up the start straight. Boosted trying to sell a dummy, coming up around the outside. He does actually get purchased there and just slides. That was not Lando Norris would have said that's more luck than talent. That's what Lando Norris would have said about that. I think that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. How did he pull that off? How did he pull that off, ladies and gents? So, yes, what a fantastic one from Boosted and Chunky Ribena. Bob, meanwhile, it was fuel. He's going all the way to the end of his tank. And Rob saying, yeah, I'll be back in League 3 next season as well. And Rob saying that Genesis is quite a good car for how big it is. Yeah, but I think it didn't help him on his tyres. I think the weight goes against him when they were on the soft run. And Duffman then leading the GT2 category. Up there in 4th place, Adnap. Last year's champion, sitting in 5th. Good strategy from Adnap. He kept his soft tyres in for a very long time. Thunder, who was running in 2nd, has now decided to do his soft run. So we might see something very interesting from Thunder coming up. He might start smashing some lap times and making some overtakes. Reckless, he's gone for another set of medium tyres, and he is in the fight, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, the GT2s is Duffman ahead of Thunder, who's ahead of Reckless. Autosport, I don't think they know who he is because he's the podium man. So Autosport in 4th in category, 8th overall. MJ 5th in category, 9th overall. Garuda really out of position. He's made another pit stop, or he's made a pit stop. I've lost track. Sorry, mate. But Garuda then.
Do these do a different category each season? Weren't they GR3 and GR1 last time?
So Garuda cracking on. And Vodka Rob in the chat saying, do these do different categories each season? Weren't they Group 3 and Group 1 last time? Yeah, they did a multi-class last season. Yeah, they swap it up. They like swap it up, keep it interesting. I'm waiting for that Super Formula season. I'm just sitting here waiting for it. Apparently they've had an MX5 season. I'm here for that as well. They do racing during the week. Week racing as well. They're doing a BRZ championship midweek at the moment. The BRZ, I think it's a Group 3 one. Yeah, in the season before last season they were doing Group 3 cars. So yeah, they like to shake it up here at the World Racing Community. So Bob, he's going to have to come into the pits now because I don't think he's got the fuel to make another assault on the track. Although yes, there you go, tucked in nice and tidily as he wiggles his way, shakes it into the pit stop, you feisty little one. So Boosted, can he retake the lead? I think Bob had quite a lead there, you know. And tyres not a problem on the Lambo, as proven. Chunky Ribena already halfway through that front right tyre, but he is halfway through his fuel, so it might time out quite nicely. Looks like Duffman he's still in the zone though. He's still doing early 40s, so he's not having too much of an issue with his tyres, which I was thinking he had. And Adnap under pressure from the soft-tyred Thunder. Adnap then looks like it's open for him. He doesn't want to really get too involved. This is not really his race, is Adnap's. So Thunder is he's looking to make his way past Adnap, and Adnap, I can't imagine, he's not going to want to slow himself down, but he has got Duffman just ahead of him. Is Duffman pulling over to go into the pits? It looks like he is. No, he isn't. I thought Duffman going into the pits. Adnap's picked to take the tow, and it looks like Thunder's pulled the trigger, but no, 3 wide coming down the straight. And it's Duffman who is ahead. Adnap there in 5th, and Thunder still on those soft tyres, losing horrendous amounts of time. Horrendous amounts of time for Thunder, losing there against Adnap and Duffman. Duffman on a set of absolutely crushed medium tyres. Adnap on the beginnings of a medium run, and Adnap goes for the move Thunder follows him through, and Duffman felt the raft of Adnap, and it was borderline there. He got through. There was contact, and Duffman didn't get knocked off the track, so a brush from Adnap there, but oof. And I mean, it's tricky with Duffman on the old tyres, wasn't going optimum pace, and Adnap had to keep the pace going because he was under the pressure from Thunder there. And wow, racing, ladies and gentlemen, that's racing. And Adnap, oh, I thought he'd lost the back end, but he's got it under control. And Duffman, I imagine, is starting to think it's time for a pit stop when everyone starts whizzing past you. Reckless next up, 2 seconds behind him. In the chat then, Deacon Do saying Vodcrob last season was a split class season on Friday. This time it's not. Still 2 groups of drivers, but all in group 4s. Vodcrob saying our old F1 league is running an ACC league because the F1 game is so bad. I'm going to get involved, I think. It's on Wednesday or Thursday, so it doesn't cross over on the GT7 that I do. And Vodcrob saying, cheers Deacon, I thought it was. Yeah. Oh man, I can't play out of VR though. That's why I've not been shown no interest to ACC or anything. I love the VR so much. It feels weird playing flat screen. Boosted then has pulled away from Chunky, but Chunky, he's probably half thinking about his tyres. Duffman did pit. Duffman has pitted, and that has shuffled things around somewhat there in the GT2 category. Leading overall is Bob, and well, Boosted isn't that far behind. 9 seconds. To say we saw the distance that Bob pulled out, but Bob, right on the beginning of his run, he's put the mediums on. He's not used the softs yet, so he's got to do a soft run. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was rain, but it doesn't rain at Brazil, does it? It's not in the settings. But the clouds are looking very dark. Very dark. But I never remember what tracks has rain and what doesn't in GT7. And I don't think Brazil's got rain. But yeah, the sky's looking very grey and gloomy.
Yeah, that's the only downside. I love VR, but Axe is great. A massive shame it's not compatible.
So Boosted 39.5 last time around, 39.1 from Bob. Boosted on an old set of tyres. Chunky Ribena, he's gone to plan B, just run my race, and hope those two stuff it up ahead of me. Adnap under pressure, he's back ahead of Thunder. Didn't Thunder already get past? Oh, the Lambo not so good on the soft tyre then, eh? It gives it all that, gives it all the large one on the mediums. Look how good I am. Peacock feathers abound. Look at me on my medium tyres. Put a set of softs. It's the same as the rest of us. It's just as grubby as the rest of us. Thunder not having a good time with those soft tyres. Starting to wear on him already, are they? And Adnap just having to ride out the storm. Hey, is that 2 Doors songs in one stream? Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. So Adnap just trying to ride this storm out. Thunder, get it? See? It's clever. It's clever comedy. It's not comedy, but it's clever. It's clever word association or something. Thunder, storms. Oh, it's wasted. Wasted. Adnap then holding on to 4th. Oh, and Thunder is hanging it out all over the shop in the Lambo, and there you go. That's what he gets for his efforts. And he's flashing someone. He's not happy. Flashing Kaz. Kaz, you...
The Doors, class band sign of the horn's zany face.
I did break on through earlier on. I did break on through because someone overtook, and I said break on through to the other side. So I had 2 Doors references. So, Bob... And I'd say, oh, showing your age, but well, it's because of Oliver Stone made a film in my age, because they were way before me. And Vodkarov saying the Doors class band. Yeah, I do like a bit of Doors.
I've got loads of their stuff.
Vodkarov saying he's got loads of their stuff. What, their music stuff or the stuff that they used to do? What are you trying to tell me, Vodka Rob? Boosted. He can't catch Bob. Bob may have it today. I don't want to speak too soon because we are getting to about halfway point. But Bob seems to have that extra je ne sais quoi that you're looking for at Brazil. Those clouds. I'm telling you, if I didn't know better, I'd say there was rain on the horizon, but isn't it just Red Bull and bloody Tokyo that has rain? Spa might have it as well, I'm not sure. It sounds like rain. I don't think there is rain here. Getting myself all wrapped up in this. It's not rain, don't worry. Don't worry about me. It's just so gloomy and dark and overcast. Why would you do that, Kaz, if it wasn't going to rain? It gets me all excited. So Adnap at the moment doing an absolutely super run out there. Super run. Him and Bob are on another plane. And Bob at the moment chugging it on through. He's just put a lap on Oliver. I'm going to go through the field. You know, I don't feel like I've given... there's been so much battling. I've not really followed the race as good as well as I should have done. Boosted. Infringement. Stewards. Infringement. He's not wearing his pink banner. Has he got an issue with the colour pink or something? Is he too manly for a pinkness? So, yeah, the GT1 drivers have a pink banner in their car, and the GT2 runners have a green banner. And Vodka Rob saying, I love this track, but I'm really bad at it. I like this track, except I don't like the last corner that leads on to the final start straight, because you got to have balls to take that corner, and I'm too scared. I brake early every time and then lose all the pace up the hill. So Bob at the moment is just flinging Lamborghinis left, right and centre. He's absolutely loving it, and it looks like for the third race of the season we might have a third winner. We may have had a winner at every race, which shows how diverse it is in the world racing community with all these different winners. Chunky Ribena, his tyres are coming to the end of their life, but he cracks on nonetheless. Boosted and himself will be pitting around about the same time with their fuel. Bob went a long time originally, if you remember, on his medium tyres, so he will be able to go for a bit yet. Adnap as well, he's a quarter of a tank. He's doing great. He's doing absolutely fantastic. He has used his soft compound, has boosted, I believe. But Bob and Chunky have stuck to the mediums, or was Chunky on the softs? I remember not. So he might have been on the softs. See, this is how bad I am at memory. Reckless coming close to a pit stop also with Thunder halfway through his stint in 6th place. He'll be looking to pick up some positions. Purples, Thunder. Purples? Who do you think you are? You're showing the GT1 boys up, Thunder. Be very careful. Thin ice you walk, my friend. Oh, JTR's left, although I haven't seen him on the track for a while, actually. I should have mentioned it, but he was a lap down anyway. Boosted into the pits. Is Chunky going to do the same? No, Chunky stays out. Chunky stays out as Boosted pits, and Bob just trundles along, wondering what happened to all the cars. Adnap then, he's going to stay out, obviously. It put him ahead of Boosted. Fascinating race, ladies and gentlemen. How will this all finish? Where will it all shake up? Reckless. He's going to come into the pits, surely. In the Jenny says, with Thunder in the middle of his stint, he's going to carry on. I don't think he's going to get ahead of Boosted, who's now heading out of the pit lane, as Reckless not yet at his box. And Thunder then going around to move ahead of Reckless, but not Boosted. Boosted still, it says, hasn't left the pit lane, but he is trundling around. Trust us. He's out now. So Boosted then, 15 seconds on Adnap, but Adnap will be pitting in a few laps. Oh, and Salty's gone as well. My word, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not watching these guys down here. MJ up to 6th. Half a second penalty with Duffman moving down the order, but he has pitted. He's at the beginning of his stint. MJ, oh, he's right at the end of his stint. So that's a position. Garuda fighting back. He's in 8th place. Wow, Reckless's pit stop really hurt. Really hurt. He's dropped down the order somewhat. What was he? Behind Thunder? He was ahead of Thunder, wasn't he? Thunder moving up into 5th. Then MJ, who is just about to make a pit stop, 6 seconds behind Thunder, and only 6 seconds ahead of Duffman, who is relatively early in his stint. And Garuda halfway through his stint and putting pressure on Duffman. Duffman's got to watch himself. Chunky Ribena makes that pit stop. Is it enough to jump Boosted? Boosted's on the medium tyres. Boosted's got a lovely clear track ahead of him though. Chunky Ribena not yet at his box. Adnap carries on regardless. Doesn't mess about. And Boosted also coming up the hill, and Chunky only just being serviced by his pit crew. And Boosted then moves up and into that coveted 3rd spot as Bob continues on without any, he doesn't even know what's going on behind him. It's 43 seconds away. What does he care? And Adnap, he's going to put a cat amongst the pigeons, is Adnap, by the end of this race, it seems. Thunder then. Thunder. Oh, it's a fight between Chunky and Thunder is above him, and Thunder is ahead of Chunky. That's for position. I know they're not on the same strategy, but that is a position, ladies and gentlemen. Chunky out on the medium tyres, and now finds himself behind Thunder as well as Boosted. The darned Lamborghinis are a pain today for these other drivers. The Lambos are on form. MJ coming to the end of his stint. Duffman under pressure from Garuda. And I might give you guys a small break from my drivel and sit aboard Duffman, Garuda, sorry. He's going nowhere at the moment, maybe past Duffman. And you can see MJ ahead of him, so it's lovely. But MJ should be popping into the pits. And we're 12 seconds ahead of Reckless, so that's not too bad. And I shall return. Ooh, is he going to make the move? Not quite. Again, around the outside, no room. Switches to the inside. I am going, honestly. Back up the hill. 30 laps in of this 90-minute race, and it's we're nearly 52 minutes through. 38 minutes to go. MJ peels off into the pits. That's a position for both of these guys as Garuda gets a tow in the Honda on Duffman. Around the outside, is it? Not quite. Has to back out of that one. I should have stayed like that, shouldn't I? Okay, you guys enjoy this. I'll be back. Oh, and Vodkrop says his burritos are 3 minutes away. Nice. So it looks like Adnap's pitted, and we've overtaken Duffman on the ball here. So Duffman slid back 4 seconds. He's lost 3 seconds on lap 31, and Adnap making that pit stop out just ahead of Reckless, it seems. And Reckless is fight on between Adnap and Reckless and Duffman. But Duffman, the Nissan, after its first initial, the tyres are all right. I don't know what the pace issues are, if there is any pace issues really. He's doing good at lap times, 41.0, but Adnap 41.4 last time for him, and a 40.1, so he's on his way. And Reckless with a 40.8, everyone pushing on. Bob has come across Reckless as he cuts through the traffic, 56 seconds ahead of Boosted after his pit stop. And Thunder, he's well into his stint. So Chunky Ribena, he's got to ignore the Lambo ahead of him. He's still third in class, as Thunder being one of the GT2 runners. But the Lambo absolutely punching today. And Garuda, the Honda was looking good in qualifying, and he's made his way through very nicely. He dropped down, slipped down to about 9th or 10th. We've had a couple of levers. Salty, he was being punished by Kaz for some reason. He'd upset him somehow, and it just seemed like nothing was going his way. So he ended up bailing, and JTR was in the toilet when they started, so he dipped also. He expunged twice. Phaser with a wave in the chat, and Phaser saying, good evening, sorry I'm late today. No problem, man, there's no rules at all. We're easy come, easy go. It's always nice to see you nice, but you know, it's Friday night. I'm sure there's many things you could do rather than sit and listen to me. Bob leads this race, Boosted, starting from the back, has made his way through the pack and is now chasing Bob. He's kind of left Chunky behind. And Thunder, he's in third, but him and Bob managed to go a very long time early in the race. The medium tyres not really being affected too harshly. Thunder did put the softs on, but he ripped them to shreds, made another pit stop, and it's not really hurt him too badly. And Chunky Ribena sitting in fourth. Could be in danger from Garuda, but Garuda and him are on different strategies. But when it all rinses out at the end, Garuda could be a threat to Chunky Ribena's position there. And the Honda is looking rather nice today. It is looking a pleasant drive, except for that one thing in the hairpin that happened early in the race. Duffman, second in class at the moment. And he's on a different strategy to Thunder as well. He can go a little longer, but his tyres just not staying on the Nissan as well as the Lambos. So the Beamer, not the Beamer, sorry, he drove a Beamer last season. The Nissan not behaving as he would like. In the chat, Vodka Rob saying, hey Phaser, and Phaser saying hello to Vodka Rob. Adnap recently pitted, out of sync with some of the other guys. The Nissan not cruel to its tyres whatsoever. It's got the Lambo thing going on. He's done well. He did the soft tyres in the very beginning and managed to go all deep in that business with the soft tyres. And it doesn't even look like the Lambo can make the soft tyres last as well as what Adnap did on that Nissan, which puts him in good stead for the rest of this race. I'm surprised he's not tempted to use another set of softs. Whereas everyone else probably fears the softs. He moves out of the way of the lead car, as he has to. And Bob at the moment, you wonder, it's going to take a lot to stop Bob. He is absolutely flaming. Reckless chasing down Adnap, 40.5 last time around from him, 40.6, so it's not too bad betwixt the two drivers. Reckless on a campaign to try and close in, but he's going to have to pit before Adnap. He can see him. He can see him with his own eyes. 34 seconds behind Reckless. We have MJ, who he's fighting Autosport, but he seems to have gapped himself away from him. He's got a long run ahead of him in that Genesis. And we have Autosport in 10th at the moment, doing his fastest laps of the race, just coming to him, starting to unlock Interlagos and find his feet, with Oliver also in 11th. Not a great race for Oliver. I mean, he's done all right, the pace is there, but I think the Porsche on those soft tyres, the very beginning stint, the Porsche absolutely killed his tyres, and he's just had to stick with it as his fellow category runner. Again, stewards, is it because he's painted his whole car green? He doesn't think he has to do a green banner. So, Thunder. Closing in to put a lap on the Cayman. Chunky Ribena, then what can he do? 3 seconds. He's closing in, isn't he? A 39.8 last time around from Chunky. Thunder at 39.9. I say he's closing in. He's slowly chipping away at Thunder. And Thunder, he doesn't want to get locked up behind the Porsche too much. And the tyres starting to go on the Lambo. I thought he put soft tyres on at one point. He must have done. Phaser, I think it's a shame that there is so little interest in URL for endurance races of 2 hours or longer. I am in favour. Yeah, no, I put a post up about doing a hefty race. There still might be a chance. It means I've got to put some effort in, and we've just got past Christmas. I know it's like 2 weeks or so, but it's still, you know, we're still getting over things. Chunky Ribena in 3rd, Garuda in 4th, Duffman in 5th, 6th for Adnap. 6 seconds behind Duffman. Duffman is getting through those medium tyres quite easily. A 41.2 from Duffman last time around, 40.2 from Adnap, so he is closing in on Duffman. Reckless then, I think he's pulling away from Reckless. He's pulled a second away from him. Thunder, he's pitted with those tyres. They weren't overly terrible, but he's decided that's probably his last stop of the day. I think we did see him use those soft tyres because they didn't last very long. And I think this could be the last stop of Thunder. I'm pretty sure Bob went longer than 25 minutes at the beginning of the race. So, but we haven't seen the soft tyres yet on Bob, I don't think. We've seen him on Boosted, and I'm not sure we've seen him on Chunky. But he may have started on the softs, I'm not sure. I think he did, actually, because wasn't he all over the back of Bob? Yes, he did. So I think Chunky's used the softs on his first stint. And Garuda, I haven't kept track. Honestly, haven't kept track. I'm not sure if he has or not.
24 hours race. I would dare to do it without a team. Quite a challenge.
So, Duffman. Now Garuda into the pits. And yeah, I mean, he had fuel, he had tyres, but this is a tactical one. It's tactical. Maybe he's thinking of Thunder and Thunder's pit stop. And he's trying to get in. Yeah, maybe he doesn't want the undercut from Thunder. He was sort of, he was behind Thunder, wasn't he, earlier in their race. Thunder comes up across the line and he's going to easily get past him. So, no, Garuda just making his pit stop because he's got to make his pit stop. MJ, he's not going to worry Garuda too much there, I think, as Thunder makes his way around. Thunder looking for a podium today. A podium and a win. What a feather in one's cap that would be. So Bob then nearly a minute ahead of Boosted. And you know, I can't see what's going to change here. I think they've both got to make a pit stop. Bob's got to go onto the softer tyre, but he'll do that very much later in the race. There's only 24 minutes left of this race. Chunky Ribena sitting in third, but I think, yeah, there'll be a pit stop from him before the end. Duffman, he's getting ever closer to his pit stop in fourth. Adnap, picking up a bit of a penalty there, and that'll help Reckless. Reckless has pulled in nearly 2 seconds on Adnap. Adnap 41.4 last time around. Now with a penalty, he must have made a mistake, and Reckless has closed this race right up with Adnap. Adnap has a tyre advantage over Reckless because the Genesis is absolutely destroying tyres around Interlagos today. Not a friend of the tyre wear is Interlagos. Some of the heavier cars have really struggled throughout this race, it seems. So, although Reckless struggling for grip, you saw him wiggling into the S's there. He's chasing down Adnap. Adnap's had a couple of rough laps, and that's given Duffman a little boost, a little lead, a little extra time in when they do make that final pit stop. But Reckless would love to get ahead of Adnap. Oh no, Adnap's off the road, is he not? No, God. Cameraman, man, I heard screeching, and then the cameraman was just, he obviously went wide. He's picked up another penalty, so Adnap driving his pants off at the moment, and Reckless is just closing into the back of him, but Reckless will have to pit pretty soon. The tyres are really shot on that GT2 running car, and he comes across the champion. Ad champ. That's it. So Reckless coming across Ad champ. I made myself laugh. At least that's something. Bob leads. Oh, why did I go when there's going to be an overtake? That was mental, because I think I was embarrassed about the Ad champ. I thought about it and thought it wasn't as clever as I thought it was. So Reckless then on the inside of Adnap. And it's going to be a late break, balls out, but Adnap has the grip advantage, but Reckless, oh, come on guys, give me a camera angle. Reckless just slung it in there. Beautiful move from Reckless. And Adnap, I don't know, he seems to be pacing himself. Is he trying to get to the end of the race on half a tank of fuel with 20 minutes to go? It's a brave move, but hey, it might not be that ridiculous. He has suddenly lost a bit of pace there. I don't know. I think it's a brave move. Oh, and Reckless has gone very wide, and the gods of GT7 should and will give him a 1 second penalty as Thunder comes in amongst the battle, and my good golly gosh, Thunder having a look up the inside. Adnap is still holding strong, but it's Reckless's tyres have let him down, and a 1 second penalty. And now we see why some of them are making that earlier pit stop. And Thunder all up and in Adnap's business. We think Thunder's running to the end, so Adnap might not race him too hard, because that's not where his race is. And Adnap, I don't know, he just seemed to drop off the pace. 2:44s, wondering if he's trying to go to the end without a pit stop, but losing 3 seconds a lap. It's a big one. It's a big hit. And Reckless slowing down now. He's going up. Oh yeah, because he just paid his 1 second penalty. Is he going to continue or make a pit stop? He might as well make the pit stop, hasn't he? He can't decide. He decides to stay out. Oh, was that for us? Was he saying, yeah, I'm going to go in? No, I'm not. And Thunder still putting pressure on Adnap. And Adnap, he's got the grip for days, Thunder. You're going to have to be real clever. Oh, I don't know, Adnap ventured a little bit onto the green there, but he seems to be safe. Bob leads ahead of Get Boosted with Chunky Ribena in third. Duffman is fourth, and then in fifth and sixth we have Adnap and Thunder absolutely fighting tooth and nail around Interlagos. Lap 42. We have 18 minutes and some change left of this race. And Boosted is in. Boosted's had to pit before Bob. Bob's going to win by an absolute mile. But Bob still has to pit, don't forget. But Bob's got to put the soft tyres on also. And he's going to leave it very late in the race to do so. So Thunder, a little step out from the Nissan then in the hairpin. I saw the back end just flick out a little bit. So Adnap having to control the Nissan. Chunky Ribena goes past Boosted in the pits as he gets serviced. And we are looking very closely at Champ's back end from Thunder's cockpit.
That penalty line is in a horrible place here, right at the bottom of the hill.
All penalty lines are in a horrible place, but you are right. It's even worse here. It's going up a hill when you want to be building up pace. Whoa! Thunder caught out by the braking of Adnap there. My words. He wasn't expecting that. So, Adnap playing Alonso tricks, Thunder might say. Vodcrop saying that penalty line is in a horrible place right here, right at the bottom of the hill. It is. It's rough. It is rough. So Thunder and Adnap. Woo-wee. Worked though. Look how much Thunder's backed off. Duffman, he is screaming for a pit stop. His pit crew are yelling at him, get your Butsky into the pits. Oh, Chunky Ribena, we think he's used the soft tyres in his first stint. Is he doing an Adnap? Is he trying to make that cut now? Because he's doing 40s. He's doing 40s. I think that's too fast to get that fuel to the end. Oh, no. 16 minutes left. Adnap as well, I think, he's back in the 40s, but he's doing a bit of fuel conservation there. Thunder doing his best to try and get by, and Thunder, he's driving to the end. Bob's into the pits. This is his final stop. Chunky Ribena, we're not sure if he's trying to go to the end on what he's got. And Booster's put the soft tyres back on. I'm sure he did the first stint as soft, but he's going for another stint on the softs. Garuda's still our fastest man out there. Adnap moves up to 4th. Thunder moves up to 5th as Duffman's into the pits. Reckless has had to come in. No, he stayed out. Reckless going for another run around the park as Garuda as well up into 7th. Duffman losing so many places with this pit stop. It's going to be MJ and Ollie absolutely having it, but Ollie's got himself a penalty, and that looked like MJ getting the position. He's pitted as well and put the soft tyres on. It's a sprint to the end, ladies and gents. Oliver there, his medium tyres are not in a healthy position, and Autosport right at the back, he's pitted as well for a fresh set of mediums. Duffman's still not out on track yet. He is entering now in 8th. Way ahead of MJ, but some place behind Garuda. So Duffman somewhere lost a lot of time there. Bob has picked up a 3-second penalty. He crossed the line, but he's a minute ahead of Chunky Ribena. So that 3-second penalty isn't going to mean chuff to no one. And get boosted in 3rd. Now I thought, he's only 6.5 seconds. He's got the fastest lap of 38.4, and Chunky is just going to have to brace himself and wait for what's going to come, and it will come. So Boosted, bringing all the noise, hurtling towards Chunky Ribena, who is just trying to get that fuel to the end, easily get that fuel to the end. Bob is in another universe, driving on a different track as he pays 3 seconds to the Piper and then carries on. Reckless into the pits. This might be another position for Duffman. He will be relieved because 8th, that just seems too harsh. I would have thought he was expecting 5th, 6th. Looks like Garuda has jumped him in the whole mix pot of it all. It's been a mix. It's been one of those races. A lot has happened. I feel I've missed a lot. I have tried to keep an eye on everybody's journeys, but it's there's been some journeys we've missed along the way. Boosted absolutely trolling Chunky Ribena right now with these fastest laps. Chunky Ribena at 41.6 last time out, and he's coming across the line. No, he's going in. He's going in. That really surprises me. Oh my geez. So Boosted easily gets that position. Thunder may still get that position. Chunky, I thought he was driving to the end, ladies and gentlemen. And Boosted then through and up and into second place. But Bob is in, like I say, another continent. So Thunder then on Chunky Ribena. And I thought Chunky had cut a pit stop out here. I thought he could get to the end, but he obviously feels not. So it's a splash O dash, and he's put softs on. Now, I thought he was on the softs in the first stint, but I could be wrong. That was a while ago. It was an hour and 17 minutes ago. So Chunky may still hold the position from Thunder. Thunder bringing it around. And Chunky, he might keep that third position. He did the math, ladies and gentlemen. He is a big brain. And Chunky does somehow stay ahead of Thunder. Fantastic stuff from the Chunkmeister. Great driving. Big brains. And Thunder then wondering what happened. How did that happen, he's thinking. How did he come out in front? And Boosted on his way, but it's 44 seconds in 11 minutes. I'd like to see that. Adnap in fifth, going for that late long run. And it's paying dividends because he's 5 seconds ahead of Garuda. Garuda on a fresh set of mediums. And he's got Duffman 19 seconds behind him in seventh, who's 15 seconds ahead of Reckless, who's put some soft tyres on. And he's pulling his socks up, and he's getting on with the business of catching up Duffman as he slides it around, slicing the corner. We call that in the business. MJ, well, what can I say? Doesn't look like the Genesis is that much better than the Bugatti. OZ, he's also having trouble with the Cayman and tyre wear and Autosport in there, though. We've got the back three absolutely up each other. And they're all on dead tyres trying to get to the end, except for Autosport. Autosport might pick up a couple of spots here. Look at this, Autosport on a run. And MJ and OZ it's not out of the realms of possibility with the way the tyres are that Autosport might get a little bit of action here. He might get a couple of positions here at the end of the race. There goes Oliver. He's out on his own. The tyres, just a no grippity grip. Adnap is coming in. Adnap did pit. My good golly gosh. He's used the softs, he's used the mediums. It looked like he had the fuel with 10 minutes running, and Adnap has pitted. Garuda is up to fifth. What a comeback from Garuda. Unbelievable drive, it has to be said. Duffman is looking more healthy now. That ninth position was looking a bit rough after the pit stops, but up to sixth. And yeah, Adnap, half a tank of fuel, really, seriously. He's gonna rev the balls out of that Nissan now for the last 10 minutes. So Adnap, he's stayed ahead of Reckless. That's something. And 8.5 seconds behind Duffman, who's gone for another set of medium tyres. Garuda, what's Thunder saying? Oh, my G about. What? Thunder. Oh, he's got damage as Thunder. He's going in to fix it as well. 9 minutes left. You'd think he'd be able to drive with that. Garuda's going to be up to fourth after the tragedy of lap 2 or 3, whatever it was. Garuda's story has turned around. And Chunky now getting a lap on MJ. Listen to me, I'm awful. And Thunder's had to go and fix that. Is Duffman going to get ahead? Duffman moves up and into the lead of the GT2 category. Duffman might win a race here. Oh, Thunder's on the move, though. Thunder is on the move, and Duffman's coming through the S's. Garuda is ahead of him, and this is a battle to win the GT2 category. And Duffman at the moment, medium tyres, and he looks like it's a turnaround of all turnarounds. And it was only 3 laps ago I was saying I don't know what happened to his race. And he's leading his category, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened to his race. Boosted's in again. Boosted, oh, the tyres are destroyed. What the hell, Schneebel. And we've got a yellow flag out there with someone. It's got to be MJ because he's suddenly dropped to the back. MJ pulling, oh, he's got damage as well. There was a lot of risk out there, ladies and gents. And Chunky Ribena, is he going to get past Boosted? This is odd. Boosted just gets to his pit lane. Did he just want the fastest lap? But Bob's has got it back. Bob got it back. So Boosted then playing a big game of risk, it seems. Pitting. Unsure of what that's about. And Chunky Ribena not quite up to second place. But Boosted coming around. And Chunky Ribena's picked himself up a penalty at the very wrong time as Boosted comes out right behind him, back on a set of medium tyres. And it's race on between Chunky Ribena and Boosted. It must have been tyre wear. Surely they could have made it to the end. Garuda in 4th, Duffman in 5th, but first of his category. Thunder chasing him down. Thunder on the soft tyres as well. He's going for it. Adnap in 7th. And yeah, he seems safe ahead of Reckless. Autosport in 9th. And he did get that move on Oliver, we saw. And he got past MJ as well. And MJ trying to ask too much from the soft tyre on the non-Bugatti. Bob, meanwhile, not a foot wrong. Chunky with that half a second penalty. Boosted will be absolutely smiling from ear to ear. Sorry, have I missed chat? I've been so into the race. It's a technical race, ladies and gentlemen. It's been hard. Oh yeah, it's Vodka saying, my sister always calls me Bob, and it always reminds me of Blackadder. Bob. So, Boosted then. My cat's called Bob. Up and through as Chunky pays the piper, but Chunky, he owes Boosted one, doesn't he? Earlier, that cracking move we saw Boosted pull. And Boosted then back up and into second, but what a high-risk move from the Boosted with that pit stop. And he didn't even get the fastest lap because Bob has it. 5 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Let's shuffle it up. Let's get ourselves in our positions. Garuda in 4th. Thunder did get past, but Duffman, I'm afraid. And Thunder doing the business and back up and into the lead of the GT2 category. But Duffman is not giving it up easily. If he pushes that Lambo, the Lambo might destroy its tyres. You never know. So Duffman staying on programme. Pushing hard against the Thunder. Reckless is into the pits. Oh my God, the soft tyres are not even lasting at the end of the race. Everyone trying to go for a soft run and being caught out by some shoddy tyre wear. Autosport, too far away to do the impossible. Reckless has picked up a half a second penalty as well on his way around an Autosport. Sitting, I think, at the moment, 4th in category. If he can get ahead of Reckless, his run of podiums will continue on. But Thunder at the moment ahead of Duffman. Duffman just staying with it, but with 4 minutes on the clock, those tyres aren't going to wear enough. And Autosport, then Oliver and MJ into the pits. And the boys aren't working on it. He's conceding. He's pulled in. That's it. He's gone to kick something. And Bob comes around to start lap 52 in a near flawless drive from Bob. Boosted into second. with Chunky still in the fight. Chunky on the soft tyres will have a grip advantage on Boosted. So Chunky waiting for his moment, possibly trying to handle the Genesis as he fights against. It's the streams crossing again. I love it. Garuda, absolute fight back. What a great story. Up to 4th place. Held fastest lap for a long time during the race as well. Thunder into 5th, first in class. He's just put his fastest lap of the race in, just to drive the message home to Duffman. There is no winning GT2 whilst Thunder is in the house. Adnap, I honestly thought he'd be able to get that fuel to go. I really thought that Strat was king, but he came in for the final pit there. He's just done his fastest lap of the race as well, a 39.2. Don't know if he's catching Duffman. 40.6 for Duffman with 2.6 seconds betwixt them. It could be, oh no, 4 seconds, sorry. Oh, it's 2 seconds between Thunder and Duffman. But Thunder is absolutely planting it at the moment. And yeah, with only 2 laps remaining, I'd say, it's going to be a struggle for these guys to close in on each other. And Reckless, on a set of soft tyres, he's going out there just to swing a bit of Genesis around Interlagos. One last hurrah, it seems. It was a late pit stop. Oh yeah, he had damage, didn't he? So yeah, he's just going out there. 8th place though, man alive. 3rd in category. I'd be happy. I'd be a happy chappy. Half a second penalty for Autosport, but he's 51 seconds ahead of the Ailing. Oh look, it's got white tyres. One of the only times we saw it. It's usually always red from Oliver there, struggling with tyres this evening, as has MJ. So Bob then starts what we feel could be his final lap. And he really didn't do anything wrong, did he, today? Great start. Unfortunately, there was about 2 or 3 off the grid. Just didn't get away. Garuda being one of them. He had some early pressure from Chunky Ribena, I believe. And then he just pulled away and disappeared into the sunset. And that's what he's done ever since. The Lambo's been great on its tyres. Oh, I said his last lap, he should start another lap. Oh, well. Boosted. Drive from the back of the grid. Great stuff. Extra pit stop at the end there, what I wasn't expecting. Chunky Ribena. Oof, those tyres are going to be rough for the last few corners, but I'm sure he is up to the task. Garuda. Great comeback from Garuda, back up into 4th place. Super driving with Thunder. First in class, 5th overall. And he nearly lost it against Duffman, but he reclaimed it. And now he's doing a super job. Right, last lap, someone's coming up the hill. Sorry, it's going to get dizzy. I've got to find the car coming up the hill. It's Reckless. Looks like he is going to be the first to cross the line. And that's a win in my book. So Reckless then comes up 8th, but 3rd, I think, in class. So a great podium there for Reckless. Oh, now we've got to flick around the cars again. Sorry. I'll find it. There we go. Autosport. Should have just come behind Reckless. Oh, no, Booster's crossed. And Chunky Ribena also finishing in 3rd as Bob continues on. He's coming up the hill now, is Bob. And that, ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds with 3 different winners. This championship slaps. Honestly, wide open. Bob comes in with a great win. Garuda finding himself back in fourth after slipping down the field, and Thunder taking yet again another win in the GT2 class. A cracking drive from the Lambo driver. Brilliant stuff, Thunder. Fantastic. Duffman so close to the win. So close. Comes home in second, and Adnap in seventh. Eighth for Reckless, ninth for Autosport. And Oliver there has had his woes today. Very much so woes in the Porsche. Was not kind to tyres. So Oliver then coming up and over the hill to take 10th place, but his points, and that's fourth. No, don't do that to your Porsche. Well, that's what he thinks about that, ladies and gents. Not a happy chappy with his car. He's going to wreck it a bit. He wants to break every single panel. Well, you can't. And yeah, not a happy chappy, it seems. As he crosses the line for 10th place, it's points. It's points. But it's Bob today who reigns supreme. Fantastic driving, Bob. Well done. Great stuff from the Williams driver. All right, let me quickly grab that. I'll take you to the results. So there you have it. There's proof. Bob was on fire today. Absolutely. 0.3 faster than the next fastest person with the fastest laps. And yeah, boosted. Great drive from the back all the way. Wasn't easy for him. He had to put some absolutely cracking moves in. Ask Chunky. Chunky, a podium again. So it's got to be his turn. 3 different winners in 3 different rounds. Chunky is next, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this space. Then Garuda in 4th. What a great drive comeback. They all had a tail, didn't they? Thunder looking like he was going to get an actual podium in the race. But yeah, it's a great drive from Thunder. And then it switched around to look like he wasn't even going to win the GT2 category against Duffman. But he pulled it out of the bag with that soft tyre at the end, got past Duffman and claimed the win. And in the chat, Vodka saying Bob, and Vodka Rob saying cheers mate, great comms as per usual. MJ, no comment on that. Abysmal. I think you're overthinking it, my friend. I think you should just stop trying so hard and just have fun. Just go out and have fun. Don't worry about positions, speed. Just enjoy yourself. It's a little light release at the end of a hard week, and you seem to be beating yourself up like you're Max Verstappen's teammate. Look at Perez. He didn't care. He didn't give a flying fling last season where he was finishing. He just shrugged it off. So just don't think about it, man. So Bob takes the win, boosted in second, and Chunky Ribena coming home in third. Garuda in fourth. Thunder wins in the GT2 category and comes in fifth. Duffman second in the GT2 category, comes home in sixth. Adnap in seventh, doing wonders in that Nissan. I know it's not on pace with the other cars, but I, for one, am loving Adnap's journey this season. Reckless comes home in 8th and finishes 3rd in category, with Autosport in 4th, off of the podium for the first time in a while, and Oliver having woes in the Porsche. MJ classing that as a dismal. JTR didn't even make the grid because he was having a poo, and Salty had upset Kaz in some way because the game had a vendetta for him today, and he decided, I am off. Fantastic racing again from the world racing community. Thank you guys for letting us cover this. We are getting an insight into a league that is hot and hard. What do I usually say? Oh, next week. I'll try and tell you what next week is. And Vodka saying catch you later. See you later, my friend. So next week, and we've got another Brazil race, URL 1. I'll be covering the League of Champions. So that's at Brazil as well. So more Brazil fun coming your way. And then next Friday night, live from YouTube, it's the Bathurst 2 hours, ladies. Get your snacks in. And Fazer saying, see you later. See you later, bird. Yes, get your snacks in for next Friday. Cancel your plans. And get yourself some white lightning. And get yourself sat down and ready for 2 hours of the Australian Outback in Group 4s. It's going to be winner, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you for joining me here today. I appreciate you all and the people who take part in the chat. I appreciate you. You keep it interesting and fun, as well as the shenanigans on the track. All of you that take part, you are legends. I was Thingamajig. This was Thingamajig's Racing Channel. That was World Racing Community. Turu, peace and love, peace and love.
Snake bite grinning, squinting face.
Vodgorov's my age, so he knows what white lightning is. White lightning snake, you. Turu.